Graduating in the class of 1985, I remember our basketball team went really far that year. Our football team was undefeated. We were 9-0-1, first time that ever happened in LCC history. I, with Kathleen Hennon, we were prom king and queen, which was actually that year held at Milano Club. So
Upstairs, the old Milano Club?
Yeah, there was 1 or 2 years where we had our prom at the Milano. So it was the first year, and I remember my cousin was up there watching, and I think maybe my brother was around the corner. So when I got named, it was, you know, a whole Gucciani thing.
Sister Mary Patrice was the principal, and she came on the loudspeaker in all the rooms at the same time, and she said, "I have an important announcement." She said, Monsignor McCune and Bishop Rearing and the pastors of the other 3 parishes have all met today, and they have decided that we are going to have a Lima Central Catholic, and it's going to begin this year with St. John's and St. Rose combining here at St. Rose High School. We're going to start this immediately, and your new classmates are on your way to your classroom. And the door opened, and in walks Jim Bruin and Tom Campbell and all the guys, all my friends from St. John's, and we knew each other, a lot of us. We immediately became great friends, and it was the same thing the next year. There was a little bit of concern that maybe St. Gerard's wouldn't get together with Lima Central Catholic. They had beaten us in basketball the year before. They had a very good basketball team, and would we get along well together? But in walks Dick Seitz and Tony Perrine and all those wonderful people from St. Gerard's, and we got together. So our class has been like that. We graduated in 1959, and we've gotten together at least every 5 years, often every 2 or 3 years. And I went to school as a St. Rose student that day and came home Lima Central Catholic student.
After I got out of school, I went to an AVA school in Bainbridge, Maryland, and I used to hitchhike back to Lima on weekends, a thing you could do. Well, one of the times I was hitchhiking, I just got off the Ohio Turnpike and onto 75, and this car pulls over, and I run up to get in the car, and it's all these nuns from LCC that, you know, Sister Ann Louise and the ones who had were the nuns that were from St. Rose, mm-hmm. Right? And so yeah, I rode back to Lima with them. So
he asked if we pulled any pranks when we were at St. Rose.
No, that was Jim Courtney.
Tell me about it.
Jim, oh, it was terrible. He took a desk, if you remember desks, well, in those days, desks were screwed down to the floor. Uh-huh. And he took a desk and he screwed it out in the hall. on the west side of the hall, on the 2nd floor of St. Rose High School. Nobody knew who did it. The kids knew who did it. Or if you didn't, the word got around. Sister Margaret Ann had a fit. And she said she wasn't going to let us leave the school until someone confessed who did that. So we just sat in that classroom and we all just looked at each other, and she said, "You're not going home until someone confesses." I think Jim Courtney finally.
I think he did.
I think he finally confessed. I don't know that we went to him. I know I didn't. I don't know if anyone went to him and said, "Jim, you got to tell on yourself," but he confessed.
But I think one of the biggest ones is when a group of girls of us wanted a boys track team, and at that time there wasn't a boys track team.
Wanted a girls track team.
Oh, wanted a girls track team, right. Yeah. And so we went to Father Hurd, and he said, ask Mr. Coulter, the coach. And so we went to him, and he said, ask Father Hurd. And we kind of bounced back and forth between the two, and finally Coulter said, no, I'm not going to do it. And so we thought, all right, we're joining the boys track team. And so we did. And it was miserable. It was miserable. And we kept saying, we're not like the boys. We want to have a women's track team. And we stuck it out. And then the year we graduated, that very next year, lo and behold, women's track team. But that was fun. I mean, it was a challenge, but us as a group of girls, we stuck together and toughed it out.
I played 4 sports. You know, start off with in the fall football, then you go to basketball, then you go to baseball, and I threw track in there too. Wasn't that good in any of them, but good enough to make the teams. But you learn team play. And by the way, it doesn't have to be athletics. It could be, you know, any of the activity clubs that a number of my fellow students joined in.
Now, I grew up about 2 blocks from LCC. In fact, I can remember the groundbreaking of LCC when I was probably in the 5th or 6th grade, maybe, I don't know. But long story short, you know, played a huge role in my life. You know, the dedication of what was then, we had a number of nuns, and the commitment that they had, and no doubt that, you know, the friends that I still have today are based in those memories, and the principles, but more than anything, it was the environment that really convinced me that you should take life seriously, and the commitment to academics was a big part of that.
Yeah, so some of the fondest memories I have here at LCC are, I mean, the camaraderie with the students. You know, getting to go to work every day with them. When we look at, you know, going to school with them, the classroom, sports setting, extracurricular activities. Those are some of the fondest memories. The ones that kind of, I guess, stick out are, you know, being a part of, fortunate to be a part of the 2010 state championship team.
This was in what sport?
This was in basketball, so basketball there. And then also being a part of, you know, going to state tennis and golf as well.
Well, a lot from, I went to St. Charles first and then LCC, so I was there for 2 years of preschool. So I was there for, I guess, 15 years with preschool and kindergarten. So a lot of memories, but LCC in particular, most of my time was consumed by athletics there, but probably 2 of my favorite memories that are pretty unique for high school memories in general is involvement in the class play, and then also 2008 we did a mock election and I was one of the candidates in there. So both of those experiences allowed me to kind of go outside my bubble and spend more time with a lot of people and classmates that I otherwise hadn't at LCC, and those are some of my favorite memories.
One of my memories is that Father Herr would let his little dog, T-Bird, stroll the halls, and you could hear him coming because his little toenails would click on the floor. Betty Riepenhoff was another memory. She ran the study hall, and she ran the study hall. You didn't even turn around like this, or she'd rip off a detention slip. I never got one of those, but I witnessed several people getting those.
Our class was very close, and some of my fondest memories were actually in Barb's broadcasting class. That was the best. That was the class everybody wanted to get into.
Yeah, they did. Sure.
Yeah, that's true. We had so much fun. We would record different openings for different seasons of the year, and she gave us a lot of creative abilities to do stories about what we wanted to. So it was a blast. Most of my memories revolve around that class.
I have so many, but probably some of my fondest were being a part of the Kairos retreat and being able to be a leader and also participate in it. Some of my other best memories are in the art room, creating different projects and helping other students.
I would say probably the most profound memory was Kairos. I really enjoyed that experience. I went on K4 as a retreatant my junior year, then I led K5 my senior year, and I was also assistant rector. It was like a really great, not only bonding experience, but leadership development experience. I actually used my skills I gained from Kairos and other things I did in college. Like, I was an orientation advisor, I was a tour guide. It really helped boost my confidence.
So one thing that had a really big impact on me as I think about my time that I spent at LCC was our teachers' willingness to get to know us on a personal level, and their willingness to kind of push you in the direction that you felt that you needed to go. I also thought that the amount of service that we were asked to do was great. I don't think I valued it at the time, but now that I'm an adult, I guess, and out in the real world, it's very easy to kind of get stuck in the day-to-day, and I'm really thankful for the fact that we were exposed to these service opportunities, and now I feel like I look forward to doing those types of things in my current community.